July 13th update. I have got some wood chips. I had a big pile of it. I started to spread it out. It's the really good kind of stuff. Has a lot of the leaf litter and stuff inside and small sticks. The old stuff was a little bit more wood chippy, and this stuff is a little bit more like a nature floor. Looks like the forest floor. Anyway, you can see I put I moved the wood chips all underneath the tomato plants over here. I believe if that's a beefsteak, that could be a bush beefsteak. I did some research on it. It's possible that, because I just ordered beefsteak seeds, and maybe those are bush. Oh, whatever, we'll see what happens. German Johnson, even more of the leaves I had to lift up higher than the tomatoes that are underneath there. I'm giving it a shot out here, but I don't like it. It keeps getting you know, diseases. It's a weak plant. The Cherokee Purple, although they had tons and tons of flowers, not setting a lot of fruit. That one's doing a little bit better, but my goodness, is it making a bunch of ugly tomatoes, which I don't care as long as they're good. There's the black crim, yellow and pink brandywines about there. Nothing spectacular. Let's see what happens. The San Marzanos have kicked in. They're really producing now. So has the Romas. The Romas have really kicked in well. Banging out a lot of tomatoes. Rutgers. Love these plants. Let's see where they go. Really producing quite a bit. These plants are about, I'd say 3.5 maybe feet tall. Those guys over there around 4 feet. And like I said, those beefsteaks, they're more of a, they're only maybe at max maybe 2.5, 3 feet, but very prolific. But in the greenhouse, they're bigger. From the same seed pack. There's a giant Belgium here, making a bunch of tomatoes in there. Can you see them? Yeah, there you go. Doing good. Okay. Here's another. This was the. This used to be the Cherokee Purple, but it is a very prolific Roma. Doing well. Much bigger there in that pot than over in the ground over there. 2 more San Marzanos. They're catching up, not too spectacular. The Sweet 100s are doing well. There's a little something going on. I don't know if it just could be leaf death or some kind of disease. I'm not that worried about it yet. The Principe Bourget, just tons and tons and tons of little tomatoes. We'll see where that goes. As you can see, no more orphans, no more potted plants over here. They're all gone. Oh, this is a this is mostly out of pallet wood and recycled wood. It's a man crate for my son in Buffalo. I'm going to be bringing it to him as a surprise. It's quite I made it look as old as I can make it look. Oh, and also, that's that is, you know what? I'll let you guess at what that is inside there. I'll tell you one thing though, it does help me out a lot in the summertime. Let's go back over to the peppers. Doing outstanding. They're about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. Some of them 2. Very prolific. These are the Cubanelles. Those are the Hungarians. Let's see. The Quadrat, whatever, I'll put it in there. They're doing okay. You know, that, you know, they're just starting to, you know, put out the peppers. California Wonders, I don't know if there's any flowers that have taken to fruit yet. But the Cubanelles, you could see just, not the Cubanelles, the Hungarians, just banging out a whole bunch of peppers. This is a giant Belgium here, doing good. I like it. Let's see what it tastes like. There's a Cyril's Choice. She was in the greenhouse, coming along. Yellow Pearl. Most of these guys in this row here are about 5 feet to 6 foot tall. All doing well. There's some black crims in there. Some yellow oh no, these are pink brandywines. The yellow pears. Just we're doing okay. Getting a lot of fruits. Let's see where it all goes. The Cyril's Choice. Hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes on there. Can't wait to taste them. Nice small, maybe like I don't know, little golf balls, a little bigger, a little smaller, around in that range. Here's a Principe Bourget. This guy produced my first ripe tomatoes of the season. Doing good. Let's see. Oh, the canopy is on. Back up a little bit here. See what that looks like. And the bed is 4 by 8, and the canopy is 5 by 10. So I get a foot extra all the way around the edges. And you can see everything just being strung up in there. I still have to catch up on some of those center ones, but they're okay. Nobody's fallen down. Oh, see that guy right there? He, in the worst way, wants to get into my blueberries, and he will keep pecking at that fence until he can figure out a way to get in there. He's looking for any hole, any chink in the armor. Okay. Let's see. You know, nothing extraordinary, but some of the stuff is catching up. This, there are the mortgage lifters, and doing much better. German Johnsons are doing a little better over here. Zucchinis, letting a few of them go to seed, but they're getting hit with the powdery mildew now. You can see the little white spots. I've been keeping up with it with, on top of it with a 8 tablespoons to 1 gallon of water. And it's keeping it at, keeping it down, but it's coming, it's coming on like a vengeance over here. It's really, some of it is really, I'll spray it again in a little while. But it's throughout all of my zucchinis. Winding down on the beets. Still have tons of them in there. Did very well. But really enjoyed them. Really enjoyed them. Some of them, just, you can see some of them are huge. See it against my fingers. Maybe 3-4 inches around. Let's see. A couple more zucchinis. Now these tomatoes, after I put all of the wood chips underneath them, seem to really take off, really grow. They're hovering around 6 feet now, maybe a little bit higher. Eggplants are flowering. Tons of flowers, no fruits yet, but again, these were behind. A couple of yellow squash. Cucumbers here. The ones that were on that side, I took them out. They were weak plants to begin with, and although this has some signs of disease, it is not nearly as bad as it was on the other side. So we'll see how that goes. More cucumbers here. Potatoes. They're starting to die. A lot of people say you can pull them up now. I'm gonna wait a little while. You can see the broccoli is all gone. Those are some orphans. Oh, actually no. There's this. This is actually a Rutgers. This was a sucker that I cut off, and the rest of these guys are here are all orphans. I have a couple of patches with the orphans. Anyway, let's see. Fig tree produced tons and tons of figs. They've kind of grown to a certain size and have stopped, and they're really not producing too many more little guys. Like that guy right there. I don't know. There could be too many figs on that tree. I don't know the answer. Only time will tell. I keep it watered. I have been spritzing it with some soluble fertilizers. Nice big cucumber right there. That gotta get picked. Let's see what else we're going on over here. See the blueberries. These birds would be eating them to nothing if this webbing wasn't on here. Bird webbing. There's a sweet 100. Also blocking the stairwell going down, so my grandson doesn't see it to go down it anymore. Here's I think this is a pink brandywine in here. There's a giant Belgium. Oh no, that's a black crim. There's a black crim. right here, doing good. Those are the pumpkin plants, taking off. No females yet. Bunch of males, no females yet. There's some of my orphans. They're looking good. Producing tomatoes. God only knows what they are and what they're going to taste like, but they're looking healthy. Looking good. See what they do. Okay, greenhouse. You can see there, almost touching the ceiling over there. Now it's just a couple of degrees warmer in here than out there. These are all on a timer watering system. They get watered twice a day for 4 minutes. Every 12 hours they get hit with 4 minutes of water. Anyway, there's the bush beefsteak. See, it's taller and it looks like it wants to keep growing. That's a black creme that is 7 foot tall. That's a yellow brandywine that has now bent the stake. We're gonna have to resupport that. There's a German Johnson that did surprisingly well, much better in here than out in the garden. There's another bush beefsteak or beefsteak. That's about maybe 4 foot tall, a little over 4 foot. That's a Cherokee Purple. And that was from a sucker also, early on in the season. Peppers. Those are California Wonders over there. I'm making a couple of peppers in there. All right, well, let me support that guy before it falls down.